The rotting whale carcass fills the air with a pungent, foul stench. Under the soft skin, the meat is already mushy. The hungry brown bears stick their heads right in. The rich, fatty blubber is their absolute favorite part to eat. Their 4-inch claws constantly tear into the thick layers of fat. In times when food is scarce, they have to seize this rare chance for a feast. Before hibernation begins, a brown bear needs to pack on at least 100 pounds of fat. During this phase, they can eat nonstop for hours on end. In just a single day, they can devour nearly 100 pounds of rotting meat. Once they are full, they will simply rest right there. Their incredibly strong stomach acid could even dissolve metal, instantly killing any bacteria in the rotting meat. For the next month, they will stay right here until the whale carcass is completely picked clean. A raging blizzard fiercely sweeps in. Now fully fueled up, the brown bears can finally enjoy a peaceful hibernation. Winter nights here can drop to a freezing -50 degrees. The massive blizzards rage on for days without stopping. Over 3 feet of snow covers the dry grass that the bison rely on to survive. Large herbivores have a really hard time surviving in this brutal weather. In the blink of an eye, spring returns and the land comes back to life. After sleeping for 6 months, Luna finally wakes up. During her hibernation, she gave birth to 4 little cubs. Luna has to turn her stored fat into high-calorie milk to feed them. Without eating or drinking anything, she needs to produce at least 10 pounds of milk every single day. For her babies, 3 months of nursing has cost Luna half of her body weight. These 4 cubs have taken a huge toll on her. As the ice and snow melt, plants start growing wildly. The herbivores happily feast on the fresh green grass. A week goes by and Luna still hasn't eaten a thing. The salmon run is still a long way off. Extreme hunger forces the brown bears to head out early, to wait by the river. The little cubs are completely unaware of the dangers around them. Luna needs to get her babies away fast. If she doesn't, her 4 cubs will quickly become someone else's meal. Without Luna, they wouldn't even survive 3 days. Keeping up with mom is the absolute first step to staying alive. Luna's older cubs, her son Leo and daughter Bella, have also woken up from hibernation. Because their winter dens were so close, the 2 siblings are reunited after 8 long months. Even though they are male and female, they will never mate with each other. That familiar family scent instantly kills any instinct to mate. After parting ways with her brother, Bella comes across a reindeer carcass. Months of hibernation have completely burned through all her fat reserves, but this reindeer has already been picked clean by scavengers. The few scraps left over aren't nearly enough to fill her belly. Just as Bella wanders around, a fierce male brown bear suddenly appears. Out of pure instinct, Bella immediately turns to run away. Always listening to her mom's warnings, she rarely interacts with other male bears, but this time she completely throws her mom's advice out the window. There is really only one reason for this. The young female is in heat. To mate with her, the male will follow her relentlessly. This pursuit can last for days or even longer. Even though Bella has 0 experience with mating, she bravely accepts this gentle male. But very soon, she will pay a heavy price for her impulsive choice. Right after mating, the male completely changes his tune. He even turns aggressive and tries to attack Bella. In male brown bears' DNA, they only care about making babies, not raising them. Bella wasn't his first mate, and she definitely won't be his last. Meanwhile, Luna is still hustling with her cubs just to find a good meal. Right on their journey, the ruthless cub killer from before shows up again. 2 years ago, he nearly killed 2 of her cubs just to mate with her. Now, this bitter feud is about to play out all over again. During the fierce fight, the 4 little cubs realize the danger and make a run for it. One of them even gets swept away downstream by the river. Despite being so weak, Luna fights back with everything she has. The cub killer knows perfectly well that killing her babies is the only way to make Luna want to mate again. Terrified, the cubs hide safely behind their mom. Right now, Luna absolutely cannot back down. Showing any weakness would be a death sentence for her babies. After scrambling ashore, she rushes to get her cubs out of there. But the chaotic fight separated the smallest cub from the group. When he makes it back to the riverbank, Luna is nowhere to be found. The helpless little guy starts panicking. Without his mom's warm milk, his body temperature will drop fast. In a tough season where food is so scarce, he has absolutely 0 chance of surviving without Luna's protection. Sadly, Luna never comes back to look for him. The harsh reality leaves her with no choice. Raising 4 cubs at once is just too much for her right now. In these extreme conditions. She has to abandon the weakest cub to focus on raising the stronger ones. It breaks her heart, but she has to do it. 2 days later, the little guy is still wandering around the exact same spot, alone by the freezing river. He searches endlessly for his mom. He just wants Luna to suddenly appear, but reality is cruel. He has nowhere else to go, so all he can do is keep waiting. Right at that moment, the cub killer comes back. The little guy is just lying on the ground, completely unaware of the deadly danger lurking so close. Sadly, he never got to see his mom again. Even though the camera crew was heartbroken, they couldn't step in to help him. The absolute golden rule of wildlife filming is to let nature run its course. Meanwhile, there is still absolutely no sign of the salmon run starting. Luna still hasn't eaten her first meal, and her babies are desperate for more milk. The fresh grass after the rain is incredibly tender. While it won't really boost her fat reserves, Luna forces herself to eat it just to keep producing milk for her cubs. At this age, the babies are growing fast and need to nurse every 20 minutes. She has to stop constantly. The 3 cubs drink at least 10 pounds of milk a day, which steals over 20,000 calories right from Luna's body. Trying to get some fat back, Luna brings her cubs down to the beach near the river mouth. There used to be countless brown bears digging for clams here, but now the butter clams have almost disappeared. Bringing her cubs here to scavenge is a total act of desperation. But here, the little cubs get to taste fresh meat for the very first time. Luna is getting weaker by the day, but no matter how tough it gets, her absolute priority is making sure her babies have full bellies. Before we know it, summer is almost over, and the massive salmon run finally begins. Down at the river mouth, the brown bears are already waiting in position, just to be the first ones to feast on the salmon. These bears will literally fight to the death over a prime fishing spot. But what they never saw coming was the massive fleet of fishing boats gathering around the river mouth. For the starving bears, this is an absolute disaster. The salmon run has been delayed for 2 years in a row, and their numbers are crashing. They finally get a good run, only for humans to scoop them all up first. Compared to a bear hunting, human fishing nets are incredibly ruthless. With their massive scale, a single net can scoop up an unimaginable amount of fish. Millions of salmon are dumped straight into the cargo hold. The fresh fish are quickly frozen and shipped off to supermarkets all over the world. Meanwhile, the bears wait upriver, staring at the water for a long time, but no salmon ever arrive. This drives the starving bears absolutely crazy with anxiety. A few lucky fish manage to escape the nets and make it upstream, but with so few fish around, the bears start turning on each other. They will literally fight to the death just for a single bite of salmon. Sharing food with her cubs is tough. With the salmon in short supply, Luna has to prioritize feeding herself first. Only her stored body fat can produce enough milk for her little ones. As a mother, it breaks her heart. Her babies are just so hungry. Once the little guy gets some food, he hides away to eat it all by himself. She practically devours a massive 15-pound salmon all on her own. It might seem selfish, but this meal significantly boosts her chances of survival. It is a harsh reality, but in the wild, survival comes first. She needs to eat. Luna gets into a fierce fight with a male bear over food, and her back leg takes another heavy blow. She just cannot hold her ground here anymore. Packing up and leaving with her cubs is the smartest move right now. Summer fades fast. Thankfully, Luna's leg injury is not life-threatening, but with 3 growing cubs, she has basically missed out on the grand salmon feast. Now she has to take her family into the valley to search for food. It is safe from male bears here, but the valley belongs to the gray wolves. Now a single wolf is no match for a brown bear, but against an entire pack, Luna stands absolutely no chance, especially with 3 little cubs slowing her down. Somehow the family makes a narrow escape, but the intense chase causes Luna's old injury to flare up again. In this freezing, food-scarce wasteland, an injury like this could easily push the whole family to the brink of starvation. The first snow of the year has already fallen, and they are nowhere near having enough body fat for hibernation. Winter is closing in fast. Meanwhile, Luna's daughter, Bella, is expecting. She urgently needs to pack on extra fat to survive winter and give birth. If she starts starving during hibernation, her body will simply absorb the pregnancy to keep her alive. Thankfully, a rotting bison carcass has caught her attention. It might smell terrible, and the meat is going bad, but it is the absolute best meal she can find right now. Brown bears have incredible digestive systems. Their super strong stomach acid can easily kill off most of the nasty bacteria. With this massive bison feast, she might just save her unborn babies, but the smell is attracting some unwanted attention. A starving black wolf wants in on the action. His entire pack was wiped out by rivals. He is out for revenge, which means he needs to build a new pack fast. But Bella is definitely not in a sharing mood. No matter how hungry he is, he cannot fight a bear head-on, so he resorts to a little trickery. The wolf creeps closer, taunting her. Then he turns and runs. The furious bear takes the bait immediately, but a wolf is twice as fast as a brown bear. The moment Bella is lured away from her prize, the wolf darts right back to grab a bite. This constant harassment completely drains Bella's energy, and the wolf manages to steal a huge chunk of the meat. Now she desperately needs to find a den for winter, but the smell of that meat brings in 3 coyotes. They might be small and no match for a wolf one-on-one, but there is power in numbers. Outnumbered, the black wolf has to back off. Being completely surrounded is making him nervous. Talk about a harsh fall from grace. This former alpha wolf is literally running away with his tail tucked between his legs. The bison is still drawing a crowd. He hates to leave it, but right now, he just does not have the strength to fight back. 2 months go by. Under Luna's care, her 3 growing cubs are looking so much stronger. Deep in the pine forest, Luna spots a dead elk. With the freezing winter right around the corner, absolutely nothing goes to waste. Every single bite those cubs takes a massive burden off Luna's shoulders. If they can just finish this elk in peace, the whole family will have enough energy to survive the winter. Meanwhile, if Sonny the Black Wolf ever wants his revenge, he needs a loyal partner by his side. For a predator like him, taking down big game takes serious teamwork. But right now, as a lone wolf, he is barely even scraping by. Just finding his next meal is a struggle. Over the last 3 years, the Morlock pack has completely dominated the Lamar Valley. It is a paradise filled with grass and massive herds of prey. Led by the mighty Alpha Caesar, these 22 gray wolves are at the peak of their power. They literally have an endless all-you-can-eat buffet here, and Caesar is the exact monster who slaughtered Sonny's family. Sonny was an alpha himself, so there is absolutely no way he is letting this go. But to survive, he is forced to scavenge on the Morlock pack scraps. Just 6 months ago, Sonny was leading his own pack, living a great life with plenty to eat. But when food got scarce, the Morlock pack launched a brutal surprise attack. They were completely outnumbered. Sonny's entire family, down to the youngest pups, was practically wiped off the map. Even his mate, the alpha female, did not make it. Sneaking around and stealing food in Caesar's territory is basically a death wish. Caesar has already caught wind of Sonny sneaking around, and he immediately sends out his top hunters to track him down. To protect his newly claimed land, Caesar wants every last trace of his rivals completely destroyed. Starving and exhausted, Sonny is barely holding on. Escaping feels impossible. A brutal and completely one-sided fight is coming. The sudden attack leaves Sonny badly injured. Every single step is pure agony, but miraculously he manages to survive. Carrying this much anger and grief, giving up just is not an option for him. Fast forward a month, and Sonny has finally escaped the Morlock pack's territory. His wounds are fully healed now, but he still has not found the perfect mate. As he wanders around, an injured elk catches his eye. It might be wounded, but taking down an elk all by himself is incredibly risky. His best move right now is just to wait it out. The freezing river will eventually drain the elk's energy. But wherever there is food, there is always competition. The Sasha pack, led by Alpha Silas and his mate, absolutely run this territory, staring right at his next meal. Sonny knows he cannot hang around here. It does not matter how starving he is. He has to back away and play it safe. By the time morning rolls around, there is nothing left but bones. The Sasha pack is actually made up of mostly female wolves, and that gives Sonny a glimmer of hope. Alpha Silas and his mate have been running things here for 8 long years. Back in their prime, they had a massive pack. This valley is surrounded by mountains, making it the perfect shield against extreme weather. Tons of large prey animals flock here just to escape the blizzards. While the pack is out hunting, Sonny is secretly trailing them. Silas is not exactly thrilled about a strange black wolf crashing his territory, but his daughter seems pretty excited that Sonny showed up. Now in wolf packs, only the alpha female is officially allowed to breed, but the handsome newcomer is already turning heads. It is pretty obvious that the alpha's daughter is ready to mate. Sonny knows exactly what he is doing here. Winning her over is his fast track to taking over the pack. The moment the old alpha dies, he can step right in and take the throne. But Silas is absolutely furious, and he is not about to let this stray wolf anywhere near his daughter. He charges right at the intruder. In this literal life or death moment, what is Sonny going to do?